the league undefeated, now defeated New York Liberty. New York Liberty, Stephanie White did not blow this game. And much to the credit of Caitlin Clark, this team won a massive, massive game. It was not without flaws, believe it or not. I was getting nervous. I put on Twitter, okay, we're going into the fourth, up by 9. Let's stay aggressive here. Let's not pull back.
How would you react if a rookie walked onto the court after an injury and broke 8 records against the best team in the league? Caitlin Clark's return against the Liberty wasn't just about a win, it was a dismantling. What was it about her 34-foot bomb and historic stat line that had everyone, including LeBron James, talking? You're about to find out why the Fever are suddenly championship contenders.
If I wanted to, we could really get into it, but we won't as much. Number one of the greatest single half performances I've ever seen, right? And keep in mind, Caitlin Clark just scored 25 points, and the quarters in the WNBA are shorter, not as long, as the quarters in the NBA. All of Magic, all of Bird, all of Chuck, all of Jordan, Ewing, Olajuwon, all of them. It was one of the best halves. It was in the top 5 best offensive halves of basketball I've ever seen.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Stephanie White did sub her out, I think, more than we would have seen had she been playing. And guys, she almost had a triple-double in this game. Let me just look. Ended on tied for her career best. She was 7 of 14, and at one point, she was like 7 for 9 or something ridiculous. 11 of 20. She still played 31 minutes, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 32 points. By the way, let me point, and 2 block shots. That's one of the most ridiculous stat lines you will ever frickin' see from any player.
Imagine this. The Liberty, the league's powerhouse, come into the game spotless, undefeated, and overflowing with talent like Breanna Stewart, a reigning MVP. On the other side, the Fever, the 4-5 team, struggling to find their rhythm. And if that wasn't enough, they'd been without Caitlin Clark, their prized rookie, for several games as she recovered from a quad injury. The anticipation for her return was enormous. But let's be real, not a single person, not even her staunchest supporters, saw what was coming.
The rest of the team, look, Lexi Hull showed up and hit 3 out of 4 3-pointers, 14 points. We needed that badly. Let it be noted, 32 points, 0 offensive rebounds. Just throwing that out. The shooting from Howard, Boston, and Kelsey. Kelsey started making a bit of a comeback shooting, but at one point, she was awful.
The game opened exactly how you'd expect it. New York came out swinging, hitting shots from everywhere while locking in on defense. An 11-point lead in the first quarter was almost routine for them. It felt like every drive ended in a layup, every pass hit its target, and all the energy was on their side.
Breanna Stewart, 24 points, and I was watching for any kind of shady physicality in this game from Natasha Howard, and I didn't get much of it. 10 points for Aaliyah Boston. By the way, she had a double-double, 11 rebounds. I'm going to make sure I bring it up because on the other side, I mean, the Liberty gave them hell.
The Liberty were rolling. The crowd at Barclays Center was feeding off it, and for the Fever, it looked like just another uphill battle. But then it happened. Caitlin Clark stepped into her first open look 34 feet from the basket. It wasn't just deep, it was daring. The net barely moved. Next possession, 31 feet, same result. The Liberty crowd, noticeably quieter now, sat stunned while their defenders scrambled to adjust. And Clark, she didn't care. A few seconds later, she dropped a third from beyond 30 feet. This wasn't just shooting, this was art. The ball was out of her hands before defenders even realized she was a threat. That 9-point outburst, it tied the game at 24 and everything shifted. Breanna Stewart couldn't hide her frustration on the court. The Liberty's once dominant defense suddenly looked disorganized. On social media, LeBron James himself tweeted out, "She's cold," complete with ice emojis. That wave of momentum carried the Fever through, but it was Clark orchestrating all of it. By halftime, she had 25 points, a career high for any half. The Fever were no longer chasing, they were leading. And the Liberty, they'd gone from unbeatable to unrecognizable. Clark's return wasn't just about her, it was a spark, an undeniable shift in energy, and it wasn't over yet. You know what's crazier? Caitlin Clark wasn't the only one lighting it up that night. Her return didn't just change the scoreboard, it completely changed the Fever. Before this game, things weren't looking great for Indiana. In their first 2 outings of the season, they had a minus 57-point differential, the worst in WNBA history to start a season. People had already written them off. Even with Clark's potential, the team's struggles made it hard to imagine they'd turn into serious contenders. But against the Liberty, everything flipped. It wasn't just about Caitlin dropping buckets. Her energy sparked something in the entire team. Take Lexi Hull, for example. She had the best game of her career, setting new highs in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Did she miss a three-pointer? Hardly. Her hot hand and confident shooting stretched the floor, giving Indiana's offense a deadly new look. Then there was Aaliyah Boston, a center with 4.1 assists per game. That's not supposed to happen, but Boston's playmaking from the post created open looks everywhere, adding versatility that completely threw off the Liberty's defense. And when the team needed stability late in the game, Kelsey Mitchell delivered. She dropped 22 points, hitting clutch shots that killed any chance the Liberty had of mounting a comeback. The Fever also had Sydney Colson stepping off the bench to make an impact with 10 points and 6 assists. That's what made this night so special. Indiana wasn't leaning on just 1 or 2 players. It was an entire squad working as a well-oiled machine. Coach Stephanie White said it best. "This group stays together, they encourage one another, they draw strength from one another." You could feel that energy on the court. With crisp ball movement and every player knowing their role, the Fever didn't just win, they dominated. Now the league is paying attention because this isn't the same team that started the season. Clark's return showed everyone what they're capable of, and no one's taking them lightly anymore. Caitlin Clark's return wasn't just about one jaw-dropping performance, it's transforming the WNBA entirely. Against the Liberty, not only did she break records, but the game also drew 2.2 million viewers. The third most watched in WNBA history. The CC effect, as LeBron James called it, is real, and it's more than numbers. The Fever, now 5-5, are leading the Eastern Conference for the Commissioner's Cup, a massive shift powered by Clark's presence and team chemistry. So will she redefine the ceiling for what rookies can do? If this game is any indication, Clark isn't just changing games, she's changing the league.